പൊട്ടുവഴി ആണ് നിൽക്കുന്നത്.
വഴി വഴി വഴി
Request the audience to rise for the arrival of a governor of Tamil Nadu. Namaskaram. Request the audience to rise for the national anthem and the Tamil Thai Vaithu.
जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जाहे तव शुभ आशीष माहे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे நிலமடந்த கெழிலொழுகும் சீராரும் வதனமென திகழ்வரத கண்டமில் தேர்க்கணமும் மதி சிறந்த திராவிடன திருநாடும் தர்க்க சிறு பிறை நுதலும் தரித்தனரும் திலகமுமே அத்திலக வாசனை போல் அனைத்துலகும் இன்பமுற எத்திசையும் புகழ் வணக்க இருந்த பெரும் தமிழனங்கே தமிழனங்கே உன் சீரிழமை திறம் வியந்து செயல் மறந்து வாழ்த்ததுமே வாழ்த்ததுமே வாழ்த்ததுமே.
Namaskaram, Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. It gives me great pleasure in welcoming the Honorable Governor of Tamil Nadu, Shri R.N. Ravi, Chairman, Kalakshetra Foundation, Shri S. Ramadurai, dignitaries, senior gurus, and friends who are all present here for the Vitasta festival being celebrated as part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav being held here at Kalakshetra Foundation in partnership with the Ministry of Culture, Lalit Kala Academy, the North Zone Cultural Center, Sahitya Academy, and the Tourism Ministry. To light the traditional lamp, the Kuttu Velakku, and to inaugurate the Vitasta festival, may I request the Honorable Governor of Tamil Nadu, Shri R.N. Ravi, Madam Governor, the Chairman of Kalakshetra Foundation, Shri S. Ramathurai, Shri Siddharth Kak, Knowledge Partner, Vitasta Festival, Srimati Priyanka Chandra, Director, Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, Ministry of Culture, and Director Srimati Revati Ramachandran to do the honors.
गजाननं भूतगणादिसेवितं कपितजम्बू फलसारभक्षितम् उमासुतं शोकविनाशकारणम् नमामि विघ्नेश्वर पादपङ्कजम् सर्वेषां स्वस्तिर्भवतु सर्वेषां शान्तिर्भवतु सर्वेषां पूर्णं भवतु सर्वेषां मङ्गलं भवतु लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु। नमस्ते शारदा देवी काश्मीरपुरवासिनी त्वामहं प्रार्थये नित्यं विद्यादानं च देहि मे।
Thank you, dignitaries and students, for the rendition of the shlokas. With reference to Kashmir, the famous Sufi poet Amir Khusro once said, "Agar Firdaus bar roye, zameen ast, hamim asto, hamim asto, hamim ast." It translates as, if there is heaven on earth, it is here, it is here, it is here. This is regarding this place of Kashmir. During the Vitasta festival, spread over 4 days, we bring the essence of Kashmir to Chennai by celebrating the spirit of Kashmir through art, culture, food, and traditions of that surreal valley, the land of scenic beauty with gushing waterfalls, meandering rivers, breathtaking mountains, lush green forests, inspiring poets, authors, and philosophers through the ages. Our first presentation for today features the river Vitasta, which has been an inspiration to this distinctive festival on the essence of Kashmir. Vitasta, the river currently known as Jhelum, the overflowing legacy of Kashmir, is believed to have originated by the blessings of goddess Parvati. The impact that this river has on the various and the diverse spheres of life is phenomenal. By means of a short video, Shri Siddharth Kak, founder trustee, Surabhi Foundation, and knowledge partner for the Vitasta Festival, has brought about this presentation. Presenting to you a short glimpse on Vitasta by means of a video footage.
Vitasta, now known as the river Jhelum, flows through the verdant valley of Kashmir as it has done from time immemorial. A lifeline for its people, with boats, big and small, carrying trade and sustenance on its calm waters. In mythology, the Vitasta is worshipped as a manifestation of the goddess Parvati, consort of the great Lord Shiva, and it is Parvati who created the river at his special request. Mentioned in the Rig Veda as one of the 21 prominent rivers of India, the legend of the Vitasta sustains the imagination of India. The Nelamata Puran refers to Kashmir as Vaitastika, the land of the river Vitasta. In the Mahabharata it says, if anybody bathes in the waves of the river with vow and fasts for 7 days, he would become as pure as a hermit. This mystical space, carried forward by the indigenous Sufis or the Rishis in the early 14th century after the advent of Islam, is manifested in the sacred architecture of Kashmir, in the shrines and the khankas along its bank. Vitasta has sustained civilizations. It has given birth to crafts and culture, a philosophy and poetry, to great kingdoms that remain its legacy today. Vitasta, the ever-flowing legacy of Kashmir. It flows on and on.
In the next video, we will see today on the legacy of Buddhism in Kashmir, presenting to you a short video on the Buddhism legacy.
Surrounded by the snow-covered Pir Panjal in the mighty Himalayas is the verdant valley of Kashmir, the citadel and home of Buddhism in India. Here in wondrous natural beauty, meditation and deep reverence for mystical thought rule. From the earliest times, subtle concepts of Buddhism and Brahmanical thought emerged in beautiful Kashmir. It is here that Shaivism reached great heights after the visit of Adi Shankaracharya in the 8th century, and the great philosopher Abhinavagupta first expounded the philosophy of aesthetics in the 10th century. According to Kalhan, the fame of Vitasta's life-giving waters as sacred geography, the widespread establishment of 500 Buddhist mutts or viharas in Kashmir with 5,000 Buddhist monks at the time of Ashoka the Great, leading to a treasure trove of Buddhist scriptures, impelled the Kushan Emperor Kanishk in the 1st century to hold the fourth Buddhist Council in Kashmir, in which it is believed the scholar saint Nagarjuna, considered one of the greatest Buddhist philosophers, participated. The foreign traveler Yuan Chuang records that 2 lakh shlokas of commentaries or Vibhasha Shastras of the fourth Buddhist Council were inscribed on copper plates and enclosed in stone boxes, which were deposited in a stupa made for the purpose, which has never been found. The spectacular ruins of Harvan, Pushkapur, Jushkapur, Kanishkapur, and Vijay Vihar or Bijbihora beckon the world to explore the deep origins of Buddhism in Kashmir and search for the lost copper records and cities that may lead to a new understanding of India's great Buddhist legacy in Kashmir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Siddharth, for giving us a better insight into the legacy of Vitasta, and Buddhism in Kashmir. We now present a dance performance by the artists of Kalakshetra Foundation. The verses for this are taken from Sharada Stotram and Vitasta Stuti. Kalakshetra Foundation is proud to present Sharada Stotram and Vitasta Stuti through the dance presentation today. Goddess Sharada is none other than Goddess Saraswati, who is the presiding deity of Kashmir. The verses chosen for this composition exalt her as Kashmira Puravasini, the resident of Kashmir. This prayer is an ode to the goddess who bestows us with Vidya. This is sung in Tamil Nadu from time immemorial. She is the giver of knowledge, speech, and communication skills. Offering our salutations to her gives us ultimate peace and annihilates discontent. Without her grace, the whole world would be silent and lifeless. The verses also say that Kashmir is a sacred geography, that it consists of holy rivers, lakes, and mountains. The most sacred of them is Vitasta, who is none other than Goddess Parvati, incarnated as per the request of sage Kashyapa. Presenting to you Sharada Stotram and Vitasti Stuti. The music was composed by Sri K. Hari Prasad. And the dance choreography by Srimati Shali Vijayan, Dr. Jolsa Menon, and Sri Hari Padma. Before moving on to the performance, I would like to introduce the orchestra for this evening. On Nattuangam, Sri K.P. Rakesh. On vocal, Sri Hari Prasad. On Mridangam, Sri Anil Kumar. On flute, Sri Sashidhar. On Veena, Sri Anantanarayan. Presenting to you Sharada Stotram and Vitasta Stuti by Kalakshetra Foundation.
தரிதணம் தரிதகும் தகும் தரித்தஜம் தரித தாம் தரிதஜம் தரிதணம் தரிதகும் தகும் தரித்தஜம் தரிதாம் தகஜனு தகத ரிகமபதப தஜனு ததம் மபதப ஜனுதாம் தரிதஜம் தரிதணம் தரிதகும் தகும் தரித்தஜம் தரிதாம் தகஜனு தகத ரிகமபதப தஜனு ததம் மபதப ஜனுதாம் தரிதஜம் தரிதணம் தரிதகும் தகும் தரிதஜம் தரிதாம் தாம் தகஜனு தகத ரிகமபதப தஜனு ததம் மபதப ஜனுதாம் தரிதஜம் தரிதணம் தரிதகும் தகும் தரிதஜம் தரிதாம் தாம் தகஜனு தகதாம் ரிகமபதப தஜனு ததம் மபதப ஜனு தரிகும் தரிதஜம் தரிதாம் தரிகும் திமிதஜம் தரிதை தரிகும் திமிதஜம் தரிதாம் தாம் தரிகும் திமிதஜம் தரிதை தரிகும் மரிகதகஜம் நிவதரிகும் கரிச ஜனு தரிமித தரிகும் தரிதஜம் தரிதாம் தாம் தரிகும் திமிதஜம் தரிதை தரிகும் மரிகதகஜம் நிவதரிகும் கரிச ஜனு திமித தம் தம் தரிகிணதும் தாம் தாம் தம் தம் தரிங்கிணதும் தரிங்கிணதும் தாம் தாம் தம் தம் தரிங்கிணதும் 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 நமஸ்தே சாரதே தேவி நமஸ்தே சாரதே தேவி காஷ்மீரபுரவாசினி நமஸ்தே சாரதே தேவி காஷ்மீரபுரவாசினி त्वामहं प्रार्थये नित्यं विद्यादानं च देहि मे त्वामहं प्रार्थये नित्यं विद्यादानं च देहि मे नमस्ते शारदे देवी काश्मीरपुरवासिनी त्वामहं प्रार्थये नित्यं विद्यादानं च देहि मे विद्यादानं च देहि मे विद्यादानं च देहि मे சரிகமக ப கரி நித சரி கபதசனி சனிதப பமகரி ரித நித சரிகமக ப கரி நித சரி கபதசனி சனிதப பமகரி ரித நித சரிகமக கரி நித சரி கபதசனி சனிதப பமகரி ரித நித சரிகமக கபதசனி பதசரி கரி பமகரி சனிதப மகரி சரித சரி கமக பதசனித சரி கம கப தசனித சரி கம கப தசனித கரி சனித शमादि गुणदायिनी नमस्ते शारदे देवी काश्मीरपुरवासिनी नमस्ते शारदे देवी काश्मीरपुरवासिनी सा सनि द प म ग म ग सा सनि द प म ग म ग नि द प म ग म ग द प म ग म ग प म ग म ग रि नि द ग म प नि द सा सनि द प म ग म ग नि द प म ग म ग द प म ग म ग प म ग म ग रि नि द ग म प नि द स नि ग रि म ग सा नि सा म ग प म नि द प म प स नि ग रि म ग सा नि सा ग म स ग म प ग म प नि स नि ग रि म ग सा नि सा म ग प म नि द प म प स नि ग रि म ग सा नि सा ग म स ग म प ग म प नि ग रि सा नि नि द प म म ग रि स नि स ग म प नि द प नि स ग म प नि द प नि स ग म प नि द नमामि यामिनी यामिनी नमामि यामिनी नाथलेखा अलङ्कृत कुन्तला नमामि यामिनी नाथलेखा अलङ्कृत कुन्तला भवानी भवसन्ताप निर्वाण सुदानदी नमामि यामिनी नाथलेखा अलङ्कृत कुन्तला भवानी भवसन्ताप निर्वाण सुदानदी झं झं तदिङ्गिन तुं तां तां झं झं तदिङ्गिन तुं तदिङ्गिन तुं तां तां झं झं तदिङ्गिन तुं तदिङ्गिन तुं तदिङ्गिन तुं नमस्ते शारदा देवी काश्मीरपुरवासिनी
కింటం ధృకుడు తక్కిట్ట తో తో ఢీం ఢీం ఢీ కింటం ధృకుడు తక్కిట్ట ఢీం ఢీం గుఢం ఢం ధృగుణ తక్కు తగ్గుణ తక్కు ఢీం ఢీం గుఢం ఢం
तागिणं ध्रुवुदगिड दो दो गुदिं दिं दिगिणं ध्रुवुदगिड डीं डीं गुणं नं ध्रुगुणतकु तगुणतकु डीं डीं गुणं नं तागिणं ध्रुवुदगिड दो दो गुदिं दिं दिगिणं ध्रुवुदगिड डीं डीं गुणं नं ध्रुगुणतकु तगुणतकु डीं डीं गुणं नं पमगरि स దని ద పమ పదని సరి గరి స మ పదని సరి సని సరి గమ పదని భద్రకాళ్యై నమో నిత్యం భద్రకాళ్యై నమో నిత్యం సరస్వత్యై నమో నమః సరస్వత్యై నమో నమః భద్రకాళ్యై నమో నిత్యం सरस्वत्यै नमो नमः वेद वेदा jam tating ginda tum tam tam
jam jam tating ginda tum tating ginda tum tam tam jam jam tating ginda tum tating ginda tum tating ginda tum.
Namaste Sharade Devi Kashmira Puravasini. Namaste Sharade Devi Kashmira Puravasini. Namaste Sharade Devi Kashmira Puravasini. Sarigapanisani Vani Rigapanisani Vani Gapanisani Vani Sani Bani Paga Paga Rigari Sani Vi Navadini Vani Rigapanisani Vani Rigapanisani Vani Gapanisani Gari Sari Sani Sani Bani Pagari Vi Navadini Sarigapanisani Vani Rigapanisani Vani Gapanisani Vani Sani Bani Paga Pagari Gari Sani Navadini Brahmaswarupa Parama Brahmaswarupa Parama Jyoti Rupa Sanatani Brahmaswarupa Parama Jyoti Rupa Sanatani Brahmaswarupa Parama Jyoti Rupa Sanatani Sarva Vidyadhi Deviya Tasyai Vanyai Namo Namaha Sarva Vidyadhi Deviya Tasyai Vanyai Namo Namaha Brahmaswarupa Parama Jyoti Rupa Sanatani Sarva Vidyadhi Deviya Tasyai Vanyai Namo Namaha Tasyai Vanyai Namo Namaha Tam Tam Taringina Tom Tam 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 Taringina Tom Taringina Tom Tam 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 Taringina Tom Taringina Tom Taringina Tom Namaste Sharade Devi Kashmira Puravasini Sarida Sarima Pada Padama Parima Sari Sarida Sarima Pada Padama Parima Sari Damari Dari Sa Sarima Pada Sarima Sarima Pada Padama Parima Sari Damari Dari Sa Sarima Pada Sarida Sarima Pada Padama Parima Sari Damari Dari Sa Saraba Mari Sada Sari Sarida Sarima Pada Padama Parima Sari Damari Dari Sa Sarima Pada Sarida Sarima Pada Padama Parima Sari Damari Dari Sa Sarima Pada Sada Ri Sa विना जगत् सर्वं शाश्वजीवन् मृदं भवेत् ज्ञानाधिदेवीया तस्यै सरस्वत्यै नमो नमः ज्ञानाधिदेवीया तस्यै सरस्वत्यै नमो नमः झं झं
தத்திங் எண்ணத்தும் தாம் தாம் ஜம் ஜம் தத்திங் எண்ணத்தும் தாம் தாம் ஜம் ஜம் தத்திங் எண்ணத்தும் தத்திம்
नमस्ते शारदे देवी काश्मीरपुरवासिनी यानि तीर्थानि भारत वर्षतानि तीर्थानि काश्मीर मण्डले यानि तीर्थानि काश्मीर मण्डले तानि तीर्थानि वितस्तायम् तानि तीर्थानि वितस्तायम् तानि तीर्थानि वितस्तायम् स स मग पम प मग मरि स नि स स स मग पम द प स स मग पम प मग मरि स नि स स स मग पम द स नि प स स मग पम प मग मरि स नि स स स मग पम द स नि प स स मग पम प मग मरि स नि स स स मग पम द स नि प स नि रि स स पम द प प स नि रि स स स नि द नि द प म प स नि रि स स पम द प प स नि रि स स स नि द नि द प म प ग म रि स नि रि स स स नि द प म द प प ग म रि स नि रि स स प म ग म रि स नि रि स स स स नि द नि द प म द प प प प म ग म रि स नि रि स स प म ग म रि स नि रि स स नि द नि द प म द प प म ग म रि स नि रि स प म ग म रि स नि रि स स नि द नि द प म द प प म ग म रि स नि रि स काश्मीरमण्डलं पुण्यं सर्वतीर्थमन्दिरं काश्मीरमण्डलं पुण्यं सर्वतीर्थमन्दिरं तत्र नागहृदा पुण्य सत्र पुण्यशिलोचया तत्र नागहृदा पुण्य तत्र पुण्यशिलोचया तत्र्यनद्यस्तथा पुण्यानि जसरांसवि तत्र्यनद्यस्तथा पुण्यानि जसरांसवि तेषां चैव तथा समग गमरि सनि रि स स सनि द प म द प प गमरि सनि रि स गमरि सनि रि स स स सनि द नि द प म द प प प प म गमरि सनि रि स स स प म गमरि सनि रि स सनि द नि द प म द प प म गमरि सनि रि स प म गमरि सनि रि स सनि द नि द प म द प प म गमरि सनि रि स काश्मीरमण्डलं पुण्यं सर्वतीर्थ मन्दिरम् நாதிரதிரன தொந்திரதிரன நாதிர தொந்திர நாதிரதிரன ததீம் தோம் தீம் தோம் நாதிரதிரன தொந்திரதிரன நாதிர தொந்திர நாதிரதிரன ததீம் தோம் தீம் தோம் நாதிரதிரன தொந்திரதிரன நாதிர தொந்திர திர திர திரன ததீம் தோம் தீம் தோம் நாதிரதிரன தொந்திரதிரன நாதிர தொந்திர திர திர திரன ததீம் தோம் தீம் தோம் நாதிரதிரன தொந்திரதிரன நாதிர தொந்திர திர திர திரன ததீம் தோம் தீம் தோம் நாதிரதிரன தொந்திரதிரன நாதிர தொந்திர திர திர திரன தரீம் தோம் தீம் தோம் நாதிரதிரன தொந்திரதிரன நாதிர தொந்திர திர திர திரன ஆ நாதிர தொந்திர திரன நாதிர தொந்திர திரன நாதிர திரன தொந்திர திரன நாதிர தொந்திர திரன நாதிர தொந்திர திரன நாதிர திரன தொந்திர திரன நாதிர தொந்திர திரன நாதிர தொந்திர திரன நாதிர திரன நாதிர தொந்திர நாதிர திரன திரன நாதிர தொந்திர நாதிர திரன திரன நாதிர தொந்திர நாதிர திரன यया विना जगत् सर्वं मूढमुन्मत्तव सदा यया विना जगत् सर्वं मूढमुन्मत्तव सदा या देवी वागधीशात्रिदस्यै वाण्यै नमो नमः या देवी वागधीशात्रिदस्यै वाण्यै नमो नमः नादृ तोन्द्र धीरन नादृ तोन्द्र धीरन नादृ धीरन तोन्द्र धीरन नादृ तोन्द्र धीरन नादृ तोन्द्र धीरन नादृ धीरन तोन्द्र धीरन नादृ तोन्द्र नादृ धीरन नादृ धीरन नादृ तोन्द्र नादृ धीरन नादृ धीरन नादृ तोन्द्र नादृ धीरन काश्मीरपुरवासिनी शारदे काश्मीरपुरवासिनी शारदे काश्मीरपुरवासिनी शारदे 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 शारदे
We will now proceed to the inauguration function. Please bear with us as we get the stage ready for the same. For the inaugural function, may I call upon the dignitaries, the Honorable Governor of Tamil Nadu, Shri R.N. Ravi, Chairman, Kalakshetra Foundation, Shri S. Ramadurai, Shri Siddharth Kak, Founder Trustee, Surabhi Foundation, and Knowledge Partner for the Vitasta Festival, Srimati Priyanka Chandra, Director, Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, Ministry of Culture, Director, Kalakshetra Foundation, Srimati Revati Ramachandran, to please come on to the dais. A few words about our illustrious chairman, S. Ramadurai. Shri S. Ramadurai was in public service from February 2011 to October 2016. He strongly believes that empowering the youth with the right skills can define the future of a country. Shri Ramadurai is currently the chairman of the advisory board at Tata Strive, the Tata Group's CSR skill development initiative that aims to address the pressing national need of skilling youth for employment, entrepreneurship, and community enterprise. He is also the president of the governing board of Sahapedia, a web-based open resource on the arts, culture, and histories of India. We are very pleased and happy to be associated with such an illustrious person. Sir, may we request you to welcome the gathering.
Honorable Shri R.N. Ravi, Governor of Tamil Nadu, distinguished officials of the Tamil Nadu government, Mr. Siddharth Kak, Founder Trustee, Surabhi Foundation for Research and Cultural Exchange, Srimati Revati Ramachandran, Director, Kalakshetra Foundation, distinguished members of the board and the academic committee, senior gurus and mentors of the Kalakshetra Foundation, the members of the dance and music fraternity, all the artists and artisans who are part of this festival, the connoisseurs of art, the members of the press, ladies and gentlemen, namaskaram and a very good evening to all of you. I would like to begin by thanking the Government of India and the Ministry of Culture for this unique and wonderful initiative known as the Azadi Ki Amrit Mahotsav to celebrate the 75 years of India's independence and to commemorate the glory history of its people, culture, and achievements. I would like to congratulate Srimati Revati Ramachandran and the entire team of the Kalakshetra Foundation for successfully presenting Amritam Gamaya, the International Festival of Performing Arts, across 3 cities last year as part of the celebrations of Azadi Ki Amrit Mahotsav. By curating diverse forms of traditional Indian music and dance, classical, folk, semi-classical, and tribal and innovative amalgamations with international art forms, on one single platform, you could help create awareness about the universal connection that binds all the art forms. With the Vitasta festival, we aim to do the same and celebrate the eternal and universal human connection that reflects in the culture, heritage, and legacy of the Jammu and Kashmir region. The initiative aims to create more awareness about the amazing history of Kashmir and its people among the rest of the country. Cradled in the lap of the majestic Himalayan range and hailed all over the world for its incredible natural beauty, Kashmir offers a scenic splendor like no other place. Surrounded by mountain peaks, lush green valleys, glistening lakes, and spectacular gardens, it has inspired people and attracted travelers through centuries. While its history has been marked by much political unrest and violence, Kashmir's cultural legacy has stood the test of time and has helped the country strengthen its soft power across the world. Be it the textiles, handicrafts, food, music, dance, agriculture produce, or wooden and metal artifacts, Kashmir's unique offerings have commanded acclaim all over the world and have taken forward the message of the indomitable human spirit that seeks peace, creativity, and harmony. The Vitasta festival is a noble initiative to showcase the very rich and ancient culture of the region and its people. The festival has been named Vitasta after the river Jhelum and pays tribute to the life-giving nature of the river. The river has been called by different names: Vitasta in Sanskrit, Hydaspes in Greek, Jhelum in Urdu, and Vath in Kashmiri. The reference of the river Vitasta can be found in the oldest book of the world, namely the Rig Veda, which originated around 1500 and 1200 BCE. The river is a symbol of not only culture, civilization, and economy, but also a symbol of purity and spirituality. It's also worth noting that our own Guru, Adi Shankaracharya, set his holy padukas on this soil and composed the immortalized Saundarya Lahari. The civilization of Kashmir has been led by Hinduism, Buddhism, and Islam over centuries, and the river has been a witness to these thousands of years of amalgamation of faith, culture, events, and fables, and continues to be the lifeline of the valley even today. Hence, there could not have been a better symbolic representation of this festival than Vitasta, as it aims to bring together the myriad cultural elements of Kashmir. Reflecting upon how ancient the history of the region is, not many would know that the oldest known accurate depiction of a supernova explosion is found on a petroglyph or rock carving in the Barzaham region of Kashmir, presumably dating back around 3000 to 4000 BC. A supernova is the explosion of a massive star and are the biggest explosions in the universe. They appear as a sudden new bright star in the night sky when three astrophysicists from the Tata Institute of Fundamental Research stumbled upon this rock carving with depiction of two stellar objects. They ruled out the possibility of the two objects being the sun and the moon, as these can never appear in such proximity, and checked the possibility of a supernova. One supernova event dating around 3000 to 4000 BC satisfied the condition of being visible from Barzaham, which was then validated with carbon dating as well as the chronological evidence. This discovery lends us a peek into how old the history of the people of this region is. Kashmir's indigenous arts and craftsmanship have been a timeless testimony to excellence. As we know, Kashmiri Pashmina and Shatu shawls are a perfect example of skillful handicraft, marked as one of the finest fabrics known to us. At the same time, the hand-knotted carpets made of silk and wool, bearing fascinating floral designs, make them stand out of many other traditional wares in the world. Other handicrafts such as the basketry or willow wicker craft, carved wooden furniture, crevel embroidery, silverware and copperware, as well as paper mesh artifacts, also capture the intricate artistic tradition of the region and are celebrated around the world for their aesthetic richness. Kashmir's culinary tradition is also world famous for its exotic melange of spices and flavors and use of saffron. The wealth of traditional skills and knowledge cast in indigenous art forms, crafts and cuisine offer much scope for employment and entrepreneurial opportunities. At the same time, the music, dance and theatre forms of Jammu and Kashmir have earned an international repute for being a rich blend of culture of Central Asia and Eastern and Southern parts of Asia, be it Sufiana Kalam, Chakri, Rauf dance or Band Pater. You'll get to witness several captivating performances during these 4 days of the festival. In the coming months, the festival will travel to different parts of India, taking the essence of Kashmir along. With the way the festival has been curated, this includes performances, exhibitions, seminars, workshops, craft bazaar and other activities. We hope to provide a glimpse of the kaleidoscopic and artistic landscape of Kashmir's culture to a wide spectrum of people. The message through the festival is simple. We must celebrate our history of cultural grandeur, peaceful coexistence, and the spirit of unity in diversity. We live in a country where diversity is a way of life, where the ideas of accepting each other and respecting each other are deeply embedded in our value system. Also, the theme of the India's G20 presidency is Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, or one earth, one family, one future, and the cultural unity and solidarity is at the heart of it. I hope festivals like this one will help more and more people to be more cognizant of the diversities that we have across regions and inspire them to embrace the different forms of art and culture and to elevate their own existence. I would like to close by quoting great Rabindranath Tagore. He said, "Let us unite not in spite of our differences, but through them, for differences can never be wiped away and life would be so much poorer without them. Let all human races keep their own personalities, yet come together, not in uniformity that is dead, but in a unity that's living." I leave you with that thought. Thank you. Jai Hind. Enjoy the festival.
Thank you, sir, for your heartwarming welcome. Thank you very much. Before I call upon Sri Siddharth Kak, a few words about him. Sri Siddharth Kak is an Indian documentary maker, television producer and presenter, best known as a producer and presenter of Surabhi. Sri Kak established the Surabhi Foundation with the assistance of Ford Foundation and started a project on preserving cultural artifacts. So may I call upon Sri Siddharth Kak to present the concept of Vitasta Festival.
Namaskaram. I think much has been said by Mr. Ramadurai, and the dance that we have just seen is an example of the excellence of culture that exists in Tamil Nadu. My congratulations. Kashmir is often probably seen as a tourist destination by many. It's a beautiful place to go to. Let me tell you that I am a proud Kashmiri, and perhaps even more so, I am a proud Kashmiri Pandit. So, so I am delighted that the Vitasta Kashmir Festival has come to Tamil Nadu, and I want to draw to your attention that the special essence of this festival is, of course, to bring you all the diverse cultures that Kashmir has to offer, the craft and the arts and the music and the dance. But it also wishes to highlight and draw your attention to the fact that you may not realize how closely you are connected, what links you have with Kashmiri culture. Maybe even Kashmir doesn't realize what close links it has with Tamil culture. We saw an element of it in the exquisite dance, which is world class just now, where students of dance of Bharatanatyam from Tamil Nadu are paying obeisance to Goddess Sharda, Saraswati, the goddess of learning. And I believe, even today, in schools, in certain schools of learning in Tamil Nadu and other parts of South India, students, before they begin their learning, take a few symbolic steps towards Sharda Devi, towards Kashmir. And that is a wonderful phenomenon, a wonderful culture of humility, understanding, and the unity of India's culture. तो आज मैं समझता हूँ, अच्छा चलिए मुझे शायद हिंदी में बोलना नहीं चाहिए, लेकिन I believe a festival of Kashmir of this scale has never come before to Kashmir, and I congratulate Ministry of Culture and the Kalakshetra to make it happen. And I must congratulate the very dynamic and hands-on director of Kalakshetra, Revati Ramachandran, for having curated such a wonderful festival. The greatest pleasure in discussing, for instance, curation of food. Did you know that Kashmir and Tamil Nadu have interesting similarities in food, sacred food in particular? The most obvious is rice, chawal, rice. You can have offerings of payasam, and in Kashmir you have phirni or kheer, which is similar from rice. In Kashmir we have, and our master chef Sanjay Raina has brought from the north, nadir, which is actually the lotus stem. And that is a speciality, it's a snack and a dish in Kashmir. And here in Tamil Nadu, you have the banana stem. And I must say that, it is a very delicious dish which I had not experienced before. So this is an experience of learning for me as well, and I look forward to more such opportunities during this festival, which will, I must say, one of the things, and I won't take much time because you should explore for yourself and see it, that the Bandpathar, the folk theatre of Kashmir, the folk theatre of vibrancy and satire, has a parallel which we will discover in Tirukuttu. And we are going to have a common performance of Bandpathar, the Shikarga performance of Bandpathar, which is in the animals and with the forest, and it's Tirukuttu, where they are going into a Himalayan kingdom to the mountains to search for a personage. So how do these, and you will see them parallelly, simultaneously, in a remarkable commentary which shows to us that we have so many links in common which we perhaps have not realized or understood. So all I would say is that this festival, through its seminars and the fact that actually one which will be highlighted on the seminar, one of the seminar days, on Buddhism, for instance, in Kashmir. Few people may remember or realize that the fourth Buddhist Council of Buddhism, the fourth Buddhist Council of Kashmir, was held in the 1st century by the Emperor Kanishk in Srinagar, because Kashmir was a venue where 500 viharas and 5,000 Buddhist monks lived. It was the center, epicenter of Buddhism in India. And that wonderful conference, which actually the records of which have never been found, and that is part of the search. I hope this festival, Vitasta, will encourage an exploration through the Archaeological Survey of India, is the copper records which record the break between Hinayana and Mahayana Buddhism. Those records can they be searched for, because they are there somewhere in the ruins in Kashmir. And that fourth Buddhist council was presided over. One of the presiding deities of that fourth Buddhist council was the great scholar from South India, from Tamil Nadu, Nagarjuna. So these are so many points of similarity that I want to mention to you. And all I would say is, it is a festival not only of the senses, but hopefully also of the sensibilities. So please come, welcome, enjoy the flavors, and enjoy the moments of understanding that the Vitasta festival is giving to us, a space to come together and explore together our common links. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Shri Siddharth, for your in-depth vision on the concept. Thank you very much. We're extremely pleased by the presence of Shri R.N. Ravi, Honorable Governor of Tamil Nadu. Very briefly about him. Shri R.N. Ravi is an Indian politician and former bureaucrat serving as the current and the 15th Governor of Tamil Nadu. He has served as the 18th Governor of Nagaland from 1st August 2019 to 9th September 2021. As the Governor of Meghalaya from 18th December 2019 to 26th January 2020. Born in Patna, Shri R.N. Ravi completed his Masters in Physics in 1974. After a brief stint in journalism, he joined the Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel National Police Academy in 1976. During his tenure in the Central Bureau of Investigation, Shri R.N. Ravi led several anti-corruption crusades against organized criminal gangs, including mining mafias. While serving in the Intelligence Bureau, he was largely involved in the theaters of insurgency and violence in Jammu and Kashmir, the Northeast, and Maoist-affected areas. After retiring from government service in 2012, Shri Ravi wrote regular columns in national newspapers. In 2014, Shri R.N. Ravi was appointed as the chairman of the Joint Intelligence Committee. Later, he was appointed Deputy National Security Advisor of India on October 5, 2018. He also served as interlocutor for the talks between NSCNIM and the Government of India from 2014 to 2021. He has, to his credit, bringing the insurgent groups hostile towards India to the negotiating table. We are very delighted by his honorable presence this evening. May I request our chairman, Shri S. Ramadurai, to felicitate Honorable Governor Shri R.N. Ravi. We are very happy to announce that Dr. C.K. Garyali, retired IAS officer, has co-authored Kathasati Sagar, Folklore of Jammu and Kashmir by Professor Raj Nehru and Dr. C.K. Garyali. Today, Honorable Governor of Tamil Nadu, Shri R.N. Ravi, will receive a copy of it. may I request Honorable Governor of Tamil Nadu, Shri R.N. Ravi, to deliver the inaugural address.
Sri S. Ramadurai, Chairman, Kalakshetra Foundation, Sri Siddharth Kak, well-known person, Srimati Revati Ramachandran, Director, Kalakshetra, other dignitaries, Vidwan, Vidushis present here, all the artists, art lovers, all the distinguished guests, a respectful pranam to all of you. At the outset, I'd like to congratulate and thank Revati Ramachandran for the innovative design of inaugural ceremony. Invariably, inaugural ceremony starts with a boring talk, a lot of formalities. People come to witness something and they are loaded with something which they are least interested. But she gave a good 1 hour of beautiful, enchanting, mesmerizing performance. And I must congratulate and thank the artists of Kalakshetra who so exquisitely, in such a scintillating manner, produced the spirit of Kashmir. Friends, we are celebrating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. This Mahotsav is a festival of discovery of Bharat. It is a festival because Bharat, which was eclipsed for long, since the time of colonization until a few years back, is now re-emerging. It is also a festival to celebrate the birth of a new Bharat. And this festival, Kashmir, has a seminal role. Kashmir, actually it represents the spirit of Bharat. It was the seat of Vedic civilization, Vedic culture. People often start with Buddhism. I think we need to go beyond, before. This was, and several thousand years before the Common Era. And by conservative estimate, the period of Rig Veda is about 6,500 years before the Common Era. There are people who assert it is 18,000 years before, but general consensus is about 6,500 years before the Common Era. That is about 8,000 plus years before, since now, when the Rig Veda appeared. And since then, the growth and spread of the civilization, the culture, the spirituality, it spread over the land which became Bharat. And when the land became Bharat, it was defined in our ancient scripture as the land starting from the ocean to the Himalayas. Uttaram yat samudrasya himadrishya eva dakshinam varsham tad bharatam nama bharati yatra santati. North of ocean, south of Himalaya is Bharat. The enlightened land where people are enlightened, this light spread, light of the oneness of creation. This oneness of creation, we often say about we should celebrate the diversity, unity in diversity. This unity of diversity is not a political statement. It is a spiritual realization, which our rishis realized several thousand years before. This diversity is like diversity of the millions of leaves of a tree. No two leaves are alike. And yet they are integrally, organically connected with the tree. The apparent diversity is apparent. And here in this land, there is an underlying unity. And the unity is our sanskar. When Goddess Sarada is worshipped there, Goddess Sarada is worshipped here. Goddess Sarada is worshipped all over. Saraswati as the goddess of learning. Any part of the Bharat you go. Go to Kamrup in the northeast. Go to Kutch in the west. Of course, this land, it is very much there, all over. And it is worshipped with the same devotion. Language may be different. The ancient language was, there it was Sanskrit, here we did in Tamil. But the essence is the same, the bhava is the same. So the fact is this common shared bhava with all the diversity of language that unites us. Kashmir, even when we define our country, Bharat, even in terms of the rivers, now today we are celebrating Vitasta. And nothing could be more appropriate a place to begin this Vitasta festival than Tamil Nadu, the place where the Bharatiya identity, Bharatiya Adhyatma, Bharatiya Sanskriti survives and thrives in the purest form in any part of the country. Many of our people, this is unfortunate. In fact, today, Prime Minister in Pariksha Pe Charcha, he mentioned about the pride that the whole country we must have, and that is the pride, he said, that I feel proud, and that's why even I mentioned at the international forum when I say the oldest living language in the whole world is Tamil. Irrespective of the language, where we do it, the bhava is the same. So here we did in Tamil, others we did in Sanskrit. Of course, Sanskrit we do here as well. When we describe our country and when we worship our country, we also worship the rivers. And when we name the rivers on Kashmir and river of here, what we call today Tamil Nadu. When we do the prayer, Ganga cha Yamune chaiva Saraswati, Ganga cha Yamune chaiva Godavari Saraswati, Narmada Sindhu Kaveri, Jale Yasmin Samnidin Kuru. Sindhu, Kashmir, and Kaveri here, from the north extreme to the south, in between all the places. This is Bharat. And Bharat is being rediscovered. We talked about the fourth Buddhist council being held in the 1st century during the period of Kanishka. Let us also remember that 2nd century BC, when Menander, the Indo-Greek Bactrian came invading and he took over Kashmir. Menander was conscious, curious to know the philosophy of the place. And then we had a great scholar, Kashmiri scholar, Nagsena. Menander had a long, several-month session with Nagsena, asked questions. He raised curiosity, and Nagsena, a great Buddhist scholar, he kept explaining. And at the end of it, the whole conversation emerged as canonical text of Buddhism called Milindpana. Because Menander became Buddhist, he became Milind. It was nearly more than 200 years before the 4th Council of Buddhism happened in Kashmir. When you go to Kashmir, you see the Sarada temple. Though it is broken, though it was destroyed, but the majesty, in its magnificence, even in the ruin that it has, it leaves you in absolute wondrous awe. Martanda temple, the sun temple, destroyed, yet the remains of it tells a loud story. Kashmir was the cradle of Bharatiya civilization. It needs to be explored, the story needs to be told, more researches need to be done, and whatever researches have been done need to be disseminated. During those days, invaders came. They conquered, many a times, they even succeeded in defeating the local kings. But having defeated, they became local because they were so impressed. It is, Menander is becoming Milind is one instance. There are so many. Because those were not the days of intolerant faith. These were not the days when say, okay, my way or highway. Because we always believed right from the days of Rig Veda, Eko Sada Viprabodha Badanti. Truth is one, it is manifested, expressed in various ways. You have your way, you have your way, you have your way. Essentially, we are all one. This realization, in this Bharatiya Sanskar, in Bharatiya Adhyatma, there is no infidel, there is no pagan. There is nobody who is outside it. It includes everyone. Even it includes those who do not believe in existence of God. And when we say Buddhism, Buddhism was an interpretation of Vedic philosophy. It has started with Rishabdev, when he started what later became, we are very much fond of using ism, so it became Jainism. We call it Sampradaya. It came up to Mahabir. It was again an interpretation. Because the knowledge given in the Veda itself made it clear it is not the end of it. When you go through the Sukta in the Nasdiya Sukta and you see the seeds of knowledge, seeds of questions, it raises. Our rishis subsequently kept discovering, giving answer, and that is how Upanishad, Brahmans, Aranyaka, all of these came. It has been a continuing evolution. It is not just one book. I'd say that is the end of it. This was the revelation of the ultimate truth, and plus putting so many seeds of questions for the future generations to explore and expound and express in the way they felt appropriate. And when Lord Buddha, when he gave the interpretation of it, he gave it the way he wanted, the way he thought that was the most appropriate. We talk about Adi Sankaracharya. Adi Sankaracharya Guru himself was deeply impressed with Buddhism. Gaudacharya, he was 2 generations above him. And many people say that Sankaracharya himself was what they call is a often they use the English word, a closet Buddhist. Because if you look at the philosophy of the two, Advaita and Buddhism, what we call is, you hardly find it, you have to struggle hard to find the distinction. It was an interpretation. Various interpretations have happened because these are all there. The seeds of all these possibilities are embedded in the book. Now, Kashmir, it went through the trauma when people started coming, the new invaders started coming and started insisting that no, this is not acceptable. And how did Sufism grow? Sufism was actually, it was a spirit of Bharatiyas, Adhyatma got into Islam. That is what Sufism is. It is nothing else. I think, friends, we are inheritor of a very, very proud legacy. We must be proud of it. We must be consciously proud of it. Unfortunately, over the centuries of colonization, we were made to believe that there was nothing good here. And this indoctrination, intellectual colonization, it has gone so deep that we find it difficult to tell, when we tell people that until the 18th century we were the largest economic power in the world, people, they have a doubt. The question, is it so? In all fields, our country was great, Bharat was great. We need to rediscover and need to move forward with a sense of pride. And in this, a number of initiatives are being taken. Vitasta festival is one such initiative. I am really appreciative and thankful to the people of Chennai. In such a large number, I don't see any vacant chair. The only vacant chair is mine, where I was sitting until I came on the dais. People coming in such a large number, coming to witness the spirit of Kashmir, what we call a culture of Kashmir. And perhaps in subsequent days, there will be seminars where people will also give talks about it. There will be intellectual discourses. I'm sure people would come, listen to them, and also interact. Friends, this oneness of Bharat, we need to appreciate and we need to celebrate. You know, the Prime Minister met in the last 15th August, he gave about Panch Pran, 5 resolve that we Indians, we must take, all the Bharatiya, we must take. 2 of them one was total decolonization of mind. And second was pride in our heritage. The heritage of Kashmir, we are proud of. In between, there were attempts made to disturb it. And it was to a great deal, perhaps, there's no point in judging the past. You can't, and it is not fair to judge the past. But it's always desirable and advisable to learn lessons from the past. There was no reason Kashmir should have gone through all the trauma. Because when the British left this country, and left it very clearly, categorically, of course they left it the way as if they had given it as a gift, because our independence came through the act of British Parliament, India Independence Act 1947. And we also had the first head of the Indian state a British. The first head of Chief of Indian Army was a British. It was these people who made the problem. And at the time, our leadership didn't realize it. When Maharaja Hari Singh had signed the instrument of accession, there was no reason for any more talk about it. We were capable of keeping it. We were capable of keeping the entire Jammu and Kashmir, including Gilgit-Baltistan, with us, because it had become part of India. But somehow, under external pressure and internal confusion, because of lack of understanding of our country, Bharat, that this ambiguity came up. And then we started talking about, as if merger of Kashmir in Jammu and Kashmir in Bharat was not complete. A fiction, a perverse fiction was created. After Maharaja Hari Singh had signed the instrument of accession, there was no reason for any more talk. But then, at the time, Anglo-American conspiracy, both the American US President and the British Prime Minister, both of them conveyed, they have written a letter. You are going toward violence, using force to push these Pakistanis back. Don't use force. It's the land of Gandhi, using force. You have a steel frame case, come to UN, we'll fight it. You will get it. Somehow we were naive, we accepted it. And we paid the price of creating what is called some status, temporary status. People who were absolutely enemy of the nation, they claimed to be a stakeholder. The people who were not enemy of Bharatiyata, Bharatiya Darshan, Bharat, they became a stakeholder. We started honoring them, we started talking to them as if peace is to be begged, until the complete surgical solution was made in 2019 by removal of Article 370. Kashmir, since the time of Rig Veda, was a part of Bharat. And it is today also a part of Bharat. Sanskriti of Kashmir is a Bharatiya Sanskriti. In fact, when I went to Kashmir in the early 90s, and I had the fortune of serving the place for nearly half a decade, everyone told, Kashmir will not accept violence. Kashmir is a land of peace. Kashmiris will not. But look at what happened. This enemy of the nation, they just try to destroy the race, destroy the sentiment, they destroy the thought. Purging of Kashmiri Pandits, chasing them out, and we, the whole nation, witnessed. Silently witnessed. Helplessly we witnessed. It was a very, very sad day when our own countrymen had to leave the place under such an extreme atrocity, extreme crimes committed against them. There were Sikh villages, there were massacre of Sikhs. The day when US President Clinton came, there was a massacre of Sikhs in Kashmir Valley. All communal. Just to drive all out of Kashmir. No. This country, this Bharat, it must realize its own purusharth, its own strength, who we are and what we are capable of. And that we have demonstrated. After Pulwama, when there was a surgical strike, everything is peaceful. No more. And nobody will dare, because they know that there will be cost. This new Bharat, conscious of its Purusharth, is now emerging, and we are all celebrating it. And this festival of Vitasta is celebration of that Purusharth, that oneness of Bharat, rediscovery of Bharat. I wish all the artists, those who are going to perform, all the very best. Those who have come from outside, I wish them all the very best. People of Chennai, enjoy it. Enjoy the cuisine. Kashmiri cuisine is fabulous. I tell you, the most, if someone asks me what is the most memorable thing for you of all the half decades, I have a lot of stories to tell, but the most thing that is still sense, I can rest, rest is a memory, but one I feel is a Kashmiri cuisine. So delicious, fabulous, so much various. Enjoy the cuisine, enjoy the culture, love it. I wish everyone all the best. Jai Bharat.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for your informative and thought-provoking address on the essence and legacy of Kashmir. May I request Honorable Governor of Tamil Nadu, Shri R.N. Ravi, to felicitate Shri Siddharth Kak, Knowledge Partner, Vitasta Festival. Before moving on to the vote of thanks by Srimati Priyanka Chandra, Director, Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, Ministry of Culture, Few words about her. Srimati Priyanka Chandra is an Indian Defence Account Service officer of the 2006 batch. She was recommended for the central deputation by the Ministry of Defence. Priyanka Chandra has been selected for appointment as director in the Ministry of Culture. She has also been selected for the appointment under the Central Staffing Scheme for a period of 5 years. Very happy to have her in our presence. Request our director, Srimati Revati Ramachandran, to felicitate Priyanka Chandra. May I now request Srimati Priyanka Chandra to propose a vote of thanks.
Honorable Governor Tamil Nadu, Lady Governor, all dignitaries and esteemed guests, on behalf of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, Ministry of Culture, I take this opportunity to express our sincere gratitude to Honorable Governor Sir and Madam for gracing the inauguration ceremony of 4 days Vitasta Festival. Sir, your presence and inspiring leadership is a booster for our morale and confidence. I also convey sincere gratitude to His Excellency, Consul General of Japan, who has taken time to be part of inaugural ceremony. I convey my gratitude to Chairperson and board members of Kalakshetra who have been our guiding lights. I express my sincere gratitude to Shri Siddharth Kak, our knowledge partner for Vitasta Festival, and for his beautiful presentations on Vitasta and Buddhism in Kashmir. I also express our sincere gratitude to Srimati Gauri Basu, Consultant Ministry of Culture, for her constant support in creation of this festival. I thank all the artists from the Kashmir and Kalakshetra Foundation who have transported us to another world. At the end, I express my gratitude to Director Kalakshetra, all teachers, staff, and students of Kalakshetra who have worked tirelessly to make this event a great success. At the end, I will just request everyone to spread a word across about this festival. This will be continuing for next 4 days up to 30th. It's a great opportunity to come and witness the Kashmiri culture and try to find out similarities with the Tamil culture. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Srimati Priyanka Chandra. Request the audience to rise for the national anthem.
जनगणमन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तब शुभ नामे जाहे तब शुभ आशीष माहे गाहे तब जय गाता जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Namaskaram. We now present Musical Symphony by Yunus Majid Rathar and Party, Folk Instrumental Music of Kashmir. Musical Symphony or Kashmiri Folk Instrumental Music Symphony. In this musical symphony, many folk instruments of Kashmir are used like santur, rabab, sarangi, tumbak nari, noot and dholki. Here, only regional folk songs of Kashmir are used. Santur is the main instrument and noot is majorly used for rhythmic accompaniment along with rabab and other instruments. Without further ado, presenting to you the musical symphony.
evening, everyone. I introduce my musicians with their instruments. In my left, Mr. Latif Ahmed and Muhammad Sadiq on note. Mr. Abdul Majid and Ghulam Nabi on Rabhab. In my right, Mr. Irshad Majid on Dholak. Mr. Bilal Ahmed and Saeed Hafizullah on Tumbak Nari. Mr. Abdul Aziz and Gulzar Ahmed on Sarangi. Mr. Yunus Majid Rathir and I, Zahur Ahmad Rathir on Santu. And in my back, Mr. Ghulam Muhammad, Abdul Rashid, Ghulam Muhammad and Tariq Ahmad, Surnai and Dhol. This is our musical symphony of Kashmir. I hope you enjoy. Please join with us with your hands.
Next will be the fourth year music students of Kalakshetra Foundation. They will now be presenting two Kashmiri songs taken from the opera Vitasta, written by Dinanath Kaul Nadeem. The second song describes River Vitasta as a bride that comes to the land of Kashmir. It describes the mountain peaks and the flowers blooming in the garden as the bride, Vitasta, enters into the land of Kashmir like the moon emerging after a prolonged eclipse. It invites people to sing along in praise of the bride, Vitasta. On violin, we will have Sri Shivakumar. On flute, Sri T. Sashidhar. On tabla and ganjira, Sri Yogaraj. The fourth year music students, Kumari Priya, Kumari Manushri, Kumari Maitreyi, Kumari Richa, Kumari Subhashri, Kumari Sugeshna, Kumari Nivedita, Sri Rishabh, and Sri Ritikeshwar. Without further ado, presenting to you the fourth year music students of Kalakshetra, presenting two Kashmiri songs taken from the opera Vitasta, written by Dinanath Kaul Nadeem. Moving on to the most awaited and the final event of the day, the Kashmiri folk dance medley. There are many different dance forms in the region of Kashmir, Jammu and Ladakh. Every festival, wedding, and every joyful occasion is expressed through a dance form. Each dance form is different but reflects the spirit of the mountains. To witness such a cultural extravaganza can be treat to the eyes. Bach Nagma, presented by Fayaz Ahmad Bhatt and Party, one of the most finest and most radiant traditional dances of the valley is Bach Nagma. It was popularly prevalent during the harvest season as an expression for celebration. Eventually, it was integrated into wedding celebrations, religious ceremonies, and festivals. In Bach Nagma, young male dancers disguise themselves as women in long skirts. They dance comically, pretending to be a woman to entertain the spectators or rather submit to the structurally internalized cultural norms that constitute the very experience of a woman. The Mali dance, presented by Bashir Ahmad Shah and Party. Damali is a traditional folk and mystic dance of Kashmir, mainly pertained with Sufi saints. On sound of big dhols by drum players, lessons regarding Sufism were delivered to the locals by Sufi saint Baba Nasib, leading to formation of this performance genre. In a Damali performance, the performers or drum players move in circular motion and perform athletic movements, including long jumps in a single breath. The Mali dance is performed in ceremonies, melas, festivals, utsavs, and cultural functions. The Damali performance consists of 15 to 20 artists. Traditionally, the performances are conducted in an open-air theatre, also shifted to theatre stage in contemporary times. The Kud dance, the merry folk dance of Jammu, presented by Keem Raj and Party. Kud dance is a folk dance of Jammu and Kashmir. It is performed by grateful villagers after the harvesting of crops is finished. It is a celebration and a ritual to thank the Grama Devata or the village deity for protecting crops, cattle, and people from natural disasters. The Roof Folk Dance, presented by Ifra Khan and group. This one is one of the most famous dance forms practiced in Jammu and Kashmir. The dance form associated with Sufi folklore is performed by taking front and back steps in slow rhythm. The dance has been a part of the Kashmiri life. In the capital of Srinagar, the form pronounced of Rov, but in the rural areas, it is pronounced as Rof. The Gujari dance, presented by Noor ul Nisa and group. In the hills of Jammu and Kashmir, among the other communities and tribes which are inhabited, there includes Gujars as well. This nomadic community called Gujars have their own distinctive cultural expressions, particularly in music, dance, and costume. The musical traditions of Gujars have very interesting singing narratives which beautifully portray their cultural ethos and incidents relating to their daily life and their pet animals. Without further ado, presenting to you all the Kashmiri folk dance medley.
Имя दिमयो लाल मललिए गुलपोसो जई दिमयो लाल मललिए गुलपोसो जई अवलतम क्या गसी बालिए गुलपोसो जई भलतम क्या गसी बालिए गुलपोसो जई वलतम क्या गसी बालिए गुलपोसो जई ये बुम्बरो श्याम रंग बुम्बरो 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 हे बुम्बरो श्याम रंग बुम्बरो 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 क्या जी चुक से यूत नालानो ओ ओ ओ ओ ओ बुम्बरो श्याम रंग बुम्बरो बुम्बरो श्याम रंग बुम्बरो क्या जी चुक यूत नालानो ओ ओ ओ ओ ओ हाल बापन नहीं हा श्याम सुंदरो ये हाल बापन नहीं हा श्याम सुंदरो इस करो जाल कुर्बानो ओ ओ ओ ओ ओ बुम्बरो बुम्बरो श्याम रंग बुम्बरो बुम्बरो बुम श्याम रंग बुम्बरो क्या जी चुकायो नालानो ओ ओ ओ ओ ओ बुम्बरो बुम्बरो श्याम रंग बुम्बरो बुम्बरो बुम श्याम रंग बुम्बरो
kosturiye puri mai travniye Tachon papni parzno mai duriye Valai kosturiye puri mai travniye Tesli vatiti sidai kai kaathas Badlam kurthas khan bal kis gaathas Atay kaath ken zalit nar goviye surye Kaat ken zalit nar goviye surye Tachon papni no mai duriye Sit dut moi gamani Sekya rut mai Sit dut moi gamani Taiti viginyo dut mai Bachak dimna jamani Taiti viginyo dut mai Bachak dimna jamani Sakya rut mai Gesit rut mai gamani Tarak mandala dramuti Shizun nada samuti Tarak mandala dramuti Shizun nada samuti Rohai karo subu shamni Bachak dimna jamani Rohai karo subu shamni Bachak dimna jamani Taiti viginyo dut mai Bachak dimna jamani Sakya rut mai Sit dut mai gamani Desin musirit hav say bahal pan nui bav say Sin musirit hav say bahal pan nui bav say Sal karo rang navni basit rut mai gamani Sal karo rang navni gesit rut mai gamani Te taiti viginyo rut mai Bachak dimna jamani Sekya root my, gasit root my gamani. Shok say na lai say, bahal panini bav say. Shok sa na lai say, bahal panini bav say. Sin musiri thav say, bachak dimna jamani. Sin musiri thav say, bachak dimna jamani. Taiti viginyo due my, gasit due my gamani. Sekya root my, gasit root my gamani. Taiti viginyo due my, gasit due my gamani. Sekya root my, gasit root my gamani. Taiti viginyo due my, bakamani gamani. Root my gamani. Sekya root my, gasit root my gamani.
indeed was a vibrant glimpse into the beautiful folk arts of Kashmir. This brings us to the end of a wonderful beginning of the Vitasta festival, celebrating the spirit of Kashmir. We welcome you all tomorrow to the day 2 of the Vitasta festival, where we have a lot of programs lined up for you all. Namaskaram, Shubhratri, and thank you.